where Yemen's Houthi rebels say they have fired 2 ballistic missiles at Israel, targeting a military base and an airport. The group claimed one missile was aimed at the Sdot Mika base near Ashdod and the other at Ben Gurion International Airport near Tel Aviv. Israeli forces confirmed that a missile was launched from Yemen and said it was successfully intercepted. Air raid sirens were heard across Israel, including in Jerusalem, but no damage or injuries have been reported. The Houthis say they have been launching missiles and drones towards Israel since the war in Gaza began last October, saying they are acting in support of Palestinians. Attacks temporarily stopped during a ceasefire in January, but resumed after Israel restarted its offensive in March. Let's listen in to what Houthi military spokesman Yahya Sari's comment.
غزة نفذت القوة الصاروخية في القوات المسلحة اليمنية عملية عسكرية نوعية، وذلك بصاروخين باليستيين أحدهما فرط صوتي نوع فلسطين 2 استهدف قاعدة سودة ميخا في منطقة شرق أسدود المحتلة، وهي قاعدة صاروخية لإطلاق صواريخ أريحة وبطاريات صواريخ حيدز. والصاروخ الآخر نوع ذي الفقار استهدف مطار بن غوريون في منطقة يافا المحتلة.
Meanwhile, the Houthi rebels say that an American airstrike has killed 7 people and injured more than a dozen others. The strike hit a factory in Sana'a province. Houthi media says the total number of victims has risen to 20, with 7 dead and 13 wounded. The US also carried out strikes in other parts of Yemen, including Sada and Hodeida provinces. America started targeting the Houthi areas in March after the rebels began attacking ships in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. The conflict has disrupted shipping in one of the world's most important trade routes, forcing many vessels to take longer, more expensive detours. We are once again joined by Joshua Barnes, anchor and correspondent for NewsX World, to discuss this further. Joshua, what are the updates you can give on this ongoing situation between Houthi rebels and the United States?
Yes, Tom, absolutely. Well, these strikes have been near daily from the United States. Of course, we know that action started on the 15th of March when attacks targeting specific Houthi targets were launched in a sort of response to attacks, as you've mentioned already, on Red Sea shipping and the Gulf of Aden. Now, this situation has arisen from the situation with Israel and Palestinians in Gaza. The Yemen say that they have started these strikes once again in solidarity with Palestinians after Israel resumed attacks following the lack of hostage releases. Now, the situation here in Yemen is slightly different. Now, these military strikes from the US are precise, and the casualty numbers that we're seeing are a lot lower than strikes in the region elsewhere, but there is of course civilian death, and we've seen that today. Now, we must say that these are reported strikes. The Yemen Houthi-run authorities have said that these strikes have happened. The US have not yet confirmed it, but it's just a continuation of action we've been seeing. You mentioned the impact there. Of course, the Red Sea is a key trade route, and amid the global trade tensions, this is furthering issues of goods transfer. So for the US, it's vital to get this stopped, and they have, of course, got warships in the region sort of countering these attacks that the Yemen-backed, the Houthi Yemen rebels have been launching. But it's a continuating situation that doesn't seem to have an end date yet, given the fact that the Houthis are continuing their assaults and the US, of course, are following suit.
Joshua Barnes, thank you very much for joining us. Let's now turn our attention to the Russian